The International Standard Classification of Education is a statistical framework for organizing information on education maintained by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. It is a member of the International Family of Economic and Social Classifications of the United Nations. History: the ISCED was designed in the early 1970s to serve as an instrument suitable for assembling, compiling and presenting statistics of education both within individual countries and internationally. A unregistered trademark. The first version, known as ISCED 1976, was approved by the International Conference on Education, and was subsequently endorsed by UNESCO. Unregistered trademark S 19th General Conference in 1976. The second version, known as ISCED 1997, was approved by the UNESCO General Conference at its 29th session in November 1997 as part of efforts to increase the international comparability of education statistics. It covered primarily two cross-classification variables, levels and fields of education. The UNESCO Institute for Statistics led the development of a third version, which was adopted by UNESCO. Unregistered trademark S 36th General Conference in November 2011 and which will replace ISCED 1997 in international data collections in the coming years. ISCED 2011 has 9 rather than 7 levels, created by dividing the tertiary pre-doctorate level into 3 levels. It also extended the lowest level to cover a new subcategory of early childhood educational development programs, which target children below the age of 3 years. During the review and revision, which led to the adoption of ISCED 2011, UNESCO member states agreed that the fields of education should be examined in a separate process. This review is now underway with a view to establishing an independent but related classification called the ISCED Fields of Education and Training. Related materials from the European Centre for the Development of Vocational Training and also Eurostat provide further information and statistical guidance for the classification of subfields of education as a companion to ISCED. Content ISCED 1997 Levels of Education ISCED 2011 Levels of Education in comparison with ISCED 1997 ISCED 2011 Levels, Categories, and Subcategories Source 0 Early Childhood Education 01 Early Childhood Educational Development 010 Early Childhood Educational Development 02 Pre-Primary Education 020 Pre-Primary Education 1 Primary Education 10 Primary Education 100 Primary Education 2 Lower Secondary Education 24 General 241 Insufficient for level completion or partial level completion, without direct access to upper secondary education, 242 Sufficient for partial level completion, without direct access to upper secondary education, 243 Sufficient for level completion, without direct access to upper secondary education, 244 Sufficient for level completion, with direct access to upper secondary education. 25 Vocational 251 Insufficient for level completion or partial level completion, without direct access to upper secondary education, 252 Sufficient for partial level completion, without direct access to upper secondary education, 253 Sufficient for level completion, without direct access to upper secondary education, 254 Sufficient for level completion, with direct access to upper secondary education. 3 Upper secondary education 34 General 341 Insufficient for level completion or partial level completion, without direct access to tertiary education, 342 Sufficient for partial level completion, without direct access to tertiary education, 343 Sufficient for level completion, without direct access to tertiary education, 344 Sufficient for level completion, with direct access to tertiary education. 35 Vocational 351 Insufficient for level completion or partial level completion, without direct access to tertiary education, 352 sufficient for partial level completion, without direct access to tertiary education, 353 sufficient for level completion, without direct access to tertiary education, 354 sufficient for level completion, with direct access to tertiary education. 4 post-secondary non-tertiary education. 44 general. 441 insufficient for level completion, without direct access to tertiary education, 443 sufficient for level completion, without direct access to tertiary education, 444 sufficient for level completion, with direct access to tertiary education. 45 vocational. 451 insufficient for level completion, without direct access to tertiary education, 453 sufficient for level completion, without direct access to tertiary education, 454 sufficient for level completion with direct access to tertiary education. 5 short-cycle tertiary education. 54 general. 541 insufficient for level completion, 544 sufficient for level completion. 55 vocational. 551 insufficient for level completion, 554 sufficient for level completion. 6 baccalaureate unregistered trademark S or equivalent level. 64 academic. 641 insufficient for level completion, 645 first degree, 646 long first degree, 647 second or further degree. 65 professional. 651 insufficient for level completion, 655 first degree, 656 long first degree, 657 second or further degree. 66 orientation unspecified 1. 661 insufficient for level completion, 665 first degree, 666 long first degree, 667 second or further degree. 7 master unregistered trademark S or equivalent level. 74 academic. 741 insufficient for level completion, 746 long first degree, 747 second or further degree, 748 second or further degree. 75 professional. 751 insufficient for level completion, 756 long first degree, 757 second or further degree, 758 second or further degree. 76 orientation unspecified 1. 761 insufficient for level completion, 766 long first degree, 767 second or further degree, 768 second or further degree. 8 doctoral or equivalent level. 84 academic. 841 insufficient for level completion, 844 sufficient for completion of level. 85 professional. 851 insufficient for level completion, 854 sufficient for completion of level. 86 orientation unspecified. 861 insufficient for level completion, 864 sufficient for completion of level. 9 not elsewhere classified. 99 not elsewhere classified. 999 not elsewhere classified. ISCED 1997 Fields of Education equals 0 General Programs, 01 Basic Programs, 08 Literacy and Numeracy, 09 Personal Development. 1 Education, 14 Teacher Training and Education Science. 2 Humanities and Arts, 21 Arts, 22 Humanities. 3 Social Sciences, Business and Law, 31 Social and Behavioral Science, 32 Journalism and Information, 34 Business and Administration, 38 Law. 4 Science, 42 Life Sciences, 44 Physical Sciences, 46 Mathematics and Statistics, 48 Computing. 5 Engineering, Manufacturing and Construction, 52 Engineering and Engineering Trades, 54 Manufacturing and Processing, 58 Architecture and Building. 6 Agriculture, 62 Agriculture, Forestry and Fishery, 64 Veterinary. 7 Health and Welfare, 72 Health, 76 Social Services. 8 Services, 81 Personal Services, 84 Transport Services, 85 Environmental Protection, 86 Security Services. Not known or unspecified. See also, UNESCO Nomenclature for Fields of Science and Technology, European Qualifications Framework for a similar European-based level system. References: United Nations Statistics Division, UN Classifications Registry, retrieved March 30, 2011. UNESCO. 2006. International Standard Classification of Education, ISCED 1997. http www.unesco.org Documents IS-97 NPDF, revision of the International Standard Classification of Education, retrieved May 4, 2012. European Centre for the Development of Vocational Training and Eurostat. 1999. Manual, Fields of Training. http www.cedfop Europa EU files/5092 ENPDF, Eurostat, 1999. Manual, Fields of Education and Training. https Circap Europa Aid Fields of Education and Training Manual NPDF, Annex 3 in 1. External links, ISCED classification in 6 languages, roadmap to compare education systems, examples of how ISCED is applied to national education systems. EU Council Directive 2009 EC, ISCED 1997 Education levels required for EU Blue Card visa.